Well, here we are. God, I always have this pause because I'm like the applause button. I just changed it. Well, I put it through the sound mixer board, and I guess it has a delay. So I hit it, and I was expecting it to go right away, but it was a delay, and blah blah blah. Good morning, panel. How are you?
What's
guys?
up?
What's up?
Good morning, Brick World.
What's poppin'?
Everybody may notice we are missing a co-host.
Are we?
We
Oh,
are.
I'm just kidding.
She's officially fired.
What is up, my dog Goblin Zero?
Oh, dude, that's a rad shirt, man.
Yeah,
Wow.
Who made that one?
Brick Style Shop.
Really? Who's on the back? Was that Mace on the back?
Oh my gosh, it's got him on the back, dude. Oh my gosh, nice. If you think about it, put a link or something around, and we'll definitely share that. But yeah, Brick Babe. I think she's just oversleeping. She might be not feeling well. I'm not really sure yet, but no worries.
Fired.
You never know. She might just jump in the panel. You just never know.
No call, no show is on terms of termination.
Yep.
Fired forever.
Fired forever.
Listen to these guys, man.
Blacklisted.
Everybody
go unfollow her channel.
So no, we hope that she's doing just fine. So yeah, it is another wonderful Sunday. It is well, I was gonna say we have an interesting topic that we're gonna cover today in the second hour, and that's gonna be stolen / loose minifigs from, I want to say basically the Mexico factory. We're going to talk about it, but I'm going to remind myself to say this again before we actually start talking about it, but we don't have any kind of concrete evidence of anything revolving this subject. Just a lot of stuff that people have talked about. But it's such an interesting topic to me. I just really wanted to go over it. So like I said, we'll go into it in more detail in the second hour, but yes, these factory figs, whether they're prototypes or they're just not prototypes, because the Darth Malik fig is the one that comes to mind, most recently for me. So anyways, all right, before we get into the good mornings, I just want to say we are on Spotify. I want to say hello to hashtag the replay gang. Hope you guys are doing well. Thank you for watching. Please support everybody in the panel. Their links are in the description. Please go over there and support them as much as you can. If you'd like to support this channel, you can do anything from just keep watching, engaging, comments. Please definitely hit the like button. You can become a member. We do have 2 new members. I plotted them on the Hive stream the other night. Or you can do a donation if you like. Anything that helps the channel is awesome, and we appreciate it very much. If you'd like to send your sigfig and it'd like it to be in the intro or just another random videos that I make, whether it's like city update videos or stop motion type stuff, the PO box that you can send it to is in the description below. So I will definitely show that if you want to send your sigfig. I wanted to also kind of highlight a couple other things real quick. It's almost newsworthy kind of stuff, but it's not. So I just wanted to it's more reminder type stuff. One is Chicago. If you're going to go to Chicago, if you plan on doing it, it's going to be slim pickings here soon. I don't even know what it is like just recently. I just know that about a week or so ago, I remember receiving a message like as a reminder, dude, it's going to be slamming and jamming. So if you want to go, don't wait to the last minute. Also, it is March, which is Women's History Month. So we will be doing something along those lines throughout the month. So I just wanted to say, if you see a woman, tell her Happy Women's History Month.
Happy history.
You gotta make sure she identifies as a woman first.
Well, yeah, whatever the case may be.
Watch out.
So we do have a poll also out in the where the chat is, and let me make sure I word this correctly. So I wrote March 1st haul, and the options are: I bought a set or 2, I was a big spender, I'm broke, or there's nothing I wanted.
Bro,
I'm gonna let you know, everybody was talking about them sets selling out, but there is not a single set sold out.
I think the biggest one that I heard about being sold out was Stitch and Animal Crossing
In the store, maybe.
in the store. Yeah, yeah, it
Online?
was in stores. I didn't hear anything about online though, but I could be wrong too.
When I went yesterday, there were still plenty of things that were up, like the Falcon, the hallway, Stitch, all that was still up.
Okay. So we currently have 22 votes. It looks like in the lead at 41% is I'm broke. And the second at 32% is I bought a set or two. I feel like the majority of us are probably in one of those two categories at the moment, because there's 18% that say nothing I wanted. That, I mean, if you're a pretty hardcore collector or something, I figure there's got to be something that you want. I mean, with all the different stuff that's coming out, but that's why I put that option there, because clearly there might not be anything you want, or maybe there's nothing that you want enough to spend the money on. And then I figured there would be a smaller percentage of the big spender category. Very interesting, very interesting. And you all of you in the chat out there watching, you never disappoint. So speaking of which, let's get into these good mornings, because we do have some news and stuff to talk about.
Heck
and I have some addendums to some of the news that we're going to talk about as well. Little question. All right, let's get into these good mornings. Macro Bricks, what is going on? Good morning to you. I was lurking a lot last night on your stream. Says getting to the job site and nailing that like button to the wall. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Lurking and working. Look forward to listening in.
Know, right? Did we already talk about the new members that have joined?
Oh, well, I did acknowledge them on Friday, but
okay.
But yes, it was Brickz and I think PNG. I can't see
PNG Bricks. He's
yes,
a cool dude. I've seen his stuff on Instagram.
And I appreciated Brickz as well, because Brickz said that he was doing it because he really wanted to catch the Pure Rant Fury streams, because I always make them members only, like after 24 hours usually. So, anyways, Big Nate Bricks, good morning to you. Says I need to sleep, so catch you on the replay, gang. We appreciate that very much, man. Appreciate the replay, gang. Brick Hive, we're gonna move past that, dude. Pink Wheels, good morning to you. I'm sure you saw you were standing on the arm of the what is that, Diva from Overwatch? I always forget the name of that mech.
I know nothing about Overwatch.
I don't either. I just know that I love that mech. And I just pretty much assigned it to Pink Wheels now, just because it's pink and everything. And I just figured I was like, she's just going to use a mech now for now. Anyways, Goblin Zero, good morning to you. Appreciate you being here. Rob Claxton, good morning. Good morning.
Claxton.
Claxton. Cajun A-Fall. Hey, I said that right that time.
Yeah.
Man, let me give myself something here.
You pat yourself on the back.
Give myself a weak clap.
You need the golf clap. You need the golf clap, though.
I know. I should record with, because I've got one custom button I haven't utilized yet, so I should record the golf clap, put it on there. Where are we at? Yeah, Cajun A-Fall, good morning. Thank you. He says, good morning, all you awesome people. Cassette Cryptid, ahoy hoy, I am Cypher, hopefully with a more permanent name. Yeah, some of y'all with your name changes, man, just throws me off. But good morning, Cassette Cryptid, aka Cypher. Pink Wheels, Walter, I know. That was the closest dog I could find to Walter. I know it's a delicate subject, but I've left Pucky in there, and Pucky will stay in there for as long as the door build wants Pucky to stay in there. So I haven't really messaged her about it, but I just figured she would let me know. Jessie'sburg Galaxy, good morning to you. Top of the morning. Let's see here. Goblin Zero says, "Yo, dog."
What's up, my dog?
Yeah, right. I know, man. You guys really turned hot dogs, man, and it's something popular. I'll tell you what.
Don't you worry about it. All right, the glizzy shine.
Glizzy gang.
Yeah. I mean, to the point where even this morning I put us in the intro in the hot dog stand vehicle thingy. Howie Stuff, what's going on? He says, going to Brick Fair. Stop by, go fish, and say hi. So if for some reason I can get more time off and I've got enough money, I will go to Brick Fair like Brick Fair, Virginia, like I would normally. If I can't, I'm just gonna go down there like on a Saturday and just kind of see everybody and like have some lunch with people or something like that, and hopefully stay away from buying stuff. I just want to go and say hi.
Go on
Anyways,
Sunday, then don't go on Saturday because then you'll be tempted to stay for the yard sale.
damn it. Yeah, man, that's rough, dude. But I will say this: going forward, it's going to be reversed, where I'm always going to be going to Brick Fair, Virginia, and if I can swing it, I'll be going to Chicago. But Brick Fair is just closer to home. It's a lot easier, transportation, money, all that stuff. So, Camel City Brick House. Good morning. What's going on? Titanium Jay, what's up? Jay, I don't know if you saw in the intro, I put you with the light cycle. Everybody had like a vehicle this morning. Let's see, same thing is happening with Transformers, like the exact same thing, but with the Vietnam factory. I've been hearing stuff, but of course that's different. It's a whole different, that's a whole different thing. It's hard enough to keep up with Lego. Fabu Brick, what's up, man? Fabu, you've been putting some great comments and stuff, man, and a lot of the live streams and videos and stuff I've been putting out. So I appreciate that, man. I appreciate all the engagement y'all do, whether I agree or disagree. Because I know me and Craigster kind of had a disagreement on something on one of my videos, and if he's watching, obviously Craigster, dude, I love you. It's nothing personal or anything like that. We just had a disagreement. It just happens. It's okay. Anyways, Chef G, good morning. Good morning. Lego Longoria, good morning to you. Thank you for being here. Cassette says yes. Man, you're in a real good
My love.
I was like, we already passed Valentine's Day, man. Tiger Builds, what's up?
What's up, Tiger?
What's up, Tiger? This guy's pretty cool. I was hopped on a stream last night real late because I was supposed to be in bed and was working on some stuff, and I was like, "Oh, he's live." I said, "What's up?" He's a cool dude.
I felt like I turned macros on last night, and when I got home, I was like, putting everything up, getting everything ready, and I remember going and laying in the bed, and I don't remember anything else.
Yeah, I mean, you're tired when you like don't even remember going to sleep. Like it just, yeah.
My phone was plugged up. It's fully charged. That's all that matters.
So Fabu Brick says everything hot in my store sold out. No one was touching the MIDI Tantive. That's interesting. Yeah, I think that the individual stores is different. But I will say this, because I did order one thing off Lego.com, and that was the Tantive Hall scene, because I ordered the case, the 25th anniversary case from a couple of Brickheads and Ryan from that Brick Show. I think they're called Brick Show company. So I already got Malik, which we'll talk about in the second hour. But I wanted that one just so I can get fives. And then I'm selling. I've already got somebody that's going to buy the rest of it because I don't.
Did you buy the ACOB case?
That's what he's talking about.
Yeah, I bought the new one, but I didn't buy the one they had before, the box.
So you don't have the Box of Boys, you just have the new one. Man, I ain't gonna lie, I love them guys. I have nothing against them. I put the new one in the cart, but it's really nice, but it just doesn't do anything for me.
No, dude, look, it's one of those things that if because I was explaining, like, normally when I buy stuff like that, I'll just usually buy like cheap stuff. You know what I mean? Like even these stuff behind me back here, that stuff Mrs. Hive bought me for like gifts and stuff. So those are nice. But like generally, I'll just buy cheap stuff. But I wanted to support our friends, in the best way I could. So I was able to swing it.
Here was my thought process on that. Ryan has a bunch of followers.
Right.
And I knew they upped it from 66 to 250, which is what you're going to have to do in that situation.
What are you talking about?
There's
Oh. I thought you meant it went from, like, because I thought it was $50, and I thought you were saying it went to $66. Now it's $250. I'm like, yo!
No. And, like, I knew they were going to sell out. And my thing was like, if I got it, like, I don't even have, like, there's not a minifigure really displayed behind me at all. And I was just like, I would rather somebody else that's really going to appreciate it get it. Because if I got it, it's just.
I mean, look, I totally see what you're saying. I totally do. And I mean, even for multiple of reasons why anybody wouldn't be able to get that case, you know what I mean? But I ain't gonna lie, It would look pretty nice on your shelf back behind you. Too.
Oh, it would definitely. But here's my thing. So I'm actually working with another company currently about getting a display case and getting stuff.
Oh.
And they were like, "What's something that we could make for you?" And I was like, when you look at display cases, I was like, if you search them, I was like, you could put 180 minifigures in one, and I was like, they were like, yeah, and I was like, all right, hear me out. I was like, I don't need one that holds 180 minifigures. I was like, because I don't need them like one and then an inch and then another one. I was like, make me a case that's like the same size, but that I can fit 1,000 minifigs in. They're like, what do you mean? I was like, my army is 100% like, they're not all the same, but they're not each individual different. I was like, so I could stack them like 2 or 3 deep in, whatever across. And they were like, let me get back to you in a week.
They, I will say the Brick Show company or whatever that they affiliate with, man, they definitely got some really cool stuff. I mean, and like I was mentioning on the Hive stream the other night, man, like I think that $50, even though that's not cheap, I think it's pretty reasonable for that particular case they put out because of the quality and the limited edition part of it, and just all the etching and all that. However, there was some other stuff I looked on the website. And I was like.
The thing
I can't afford that, man. That's way expensive.
The thing that would have really sold me the most is if they would have already had a case for the 10 or the 20-year anniversary, and I could have like stacked them on top of each other.
Oh yeah, that would have looked pretty cool too. But you never know. They could still make one.
Well, I mean, they're not. I just didn't get a numbered one. I always have the chance to get the 25th anniversary from them. It just won't be numbered. That's one of the other reasons I wasn't like, I don't really have to have it type thing.
Yeah. So let's see here. Where we're at. Tiger Bills. Yes. Good morning, Tiger Bills. And Kimmel City Breakout said there's a whole pallet of stitch sets at every Costco for $12 off retail. Dang.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
EMS Bricks, also known as Renee. Good morning to you. How are you,
Renee?
KJ Naples says I'm getting the Speed Champions Mustang as soon as I can. Yeah, I will say that Mustang looks hot, dude.
It's nice.
That's hot.
I'm not a Ford fan at all, and Camel City needs to cover their ears. But I've been watching the I guess promotional video for this new Mustang. Whew.
You mean like real life Mustang?
Yes.
Is it nice?
It's very nice.
I will say there's a lot of vehicles right now, and look, and I've never been biased about a brand necessarily. I've had Ford, Chevy, all this different stuff, but
do you have to work on them?
A little tiny bit, but nothing.
That's
like
why
me.
you're not
nothing like nothing like you. You know what I mean? Like I don't get deep into that stuff. So yeah, clearly I could, because I even remember. And look, this isn't. I don't want this to sound like an insult, but I remember I had a Toyota Tercel, and I was going to work on it, dude. I couldn't even get my hands in a lot of the areas, dude. It was so tiny. And I was like, these big hands just can't work on those small Japanese cars, dude. It's like
that's the thing. Like, I mean, I worked at Honda for 10 years, and now I've been at Subaru for 1.5 years. And like, Subarus are definitely not the easiest engine to work on. They are by far it's you got to pull the engine. If you're doing more than spark plugs, you're pulling the engine.
Yeah.
And I don't mind it at all. But like when I used to work on like everything, and like I would rather pull the engine on a Subaru than get a Dodge Ram that has 12 coil packs and 16 spark plugs or whatever it is. And like you're laying over the engine because the car's already 9 foot in the air, and you're like trying to get to the one that's like tucked underneath the dashboard.
But back to what I was really going to say is like all different types of brands of vehicles. I have to say I've seen a lot of great like designs, whether it's the aerodynamic part of it or just the appeal of it or whatever the case may be. Like there's some really cool looking designed cars right now. And I know it's kind of a far-fetched dream, but I've seen some sports cars, man. Like McLarens and stuff like that lately, like some newer ones and stuff. And I'm like, dang, dude. Like, yeah, obviously they're fast, but dude, those are some beautiful looking cars. I mean, and the price for them, they're way more expensive than I thought. They're like $500,000 easy, dude.
I was about to say that's the bad thing is a lot of those cars none of us will ever have the chance to own anyway. Like,
yeah.
I mean, it's not fathomable.
It's just something really cool to admire, I guess. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyways, all right, back to the good mornings. Brick Hive, I found 2 botanical garden sets for at $48, and 2 of the Surfer Beach houses $9 each, regular $50. Some of you guys find some really rad deals when it comes to the Walmarts and stuff like that. I don't know if that was at Walmart, but you know what I mean. Click and Cliff, good morning. My Bricks and me, good morning. Christine Harper, good morning. Scott's Blocks, good morning. Thank you all for being here. Appreciate you so much. I'll be heading out for now. I'll be back in a few minutes. All right, right on. Scott Davis, good morning. Earl of McCleaster, good morning. How are you today? Who else is out there? Titanium just said, I did see, and speaking of which, that Tron 3 image has got me excited. Dude, you ain't kidding, man. And look, I'm excited. And if it's just par, I'm still going to be excited because I love Tron so much that I kind of have a biased opinion on it. You know what I mean? So I would never be able to do like a true opinionated or non-opinionated like review about it. Rusty, what's going on? How you doing?
Mr. Trahan.
Earl says getting some parts of my sigfig, mostly Ninjago parts and a small Lego Ninjago set. Yeah, by the way, at Chicago, I will have roughly 20 to 25 sigfigs to trade or give out. I
was going to say I have a Brick Fair Virginia. Well, first of all, at Columbia this month. If you're going to Columbia, I know
don't
that
I
asked. You what?
I said, don't say hi to Rich.
Yeah, don't say hi.
He will steal your Falcons. Watch out, everybody. That's how he gets so many.
Yeah, you're talking about that Mexico factory. They ain't got nothing on me.
I am the Mexico
We're just gonna strong arm your figs, man.
Look at me. Look at me. I am the captain.
I'm the captain now.
Don't look at me. Bricks. Look at him.
Havoc Bricks, what's going on? How you doing? Oh man, let's see here. Waiting to see seeing how most Star Wars stuff gets marked down 20% in about 3 or 4 months at Walmart or Amazon. Yeah, look, if people could be patient, you're generally going to find whatever you want, at least around 20% cheaper.
Hey, I got a quick question.
Yeah.
I want to reply to some of these people that are talking to me, but I also don't want to interrupt. How in the world do I change it from me commenting as you as commenting to me?
Up at the top.
You'd have to like do it from like your phone or like another tab, like logged into your own, because if you comment through here, yeah, it just goes through like me.
Yeah, but I was pretty sure that I could comment as me through here. Can I not?
No.
Ooh, okay. Well, let me open another
At least
tab.
I don't think you can, unless there's some sort of setting that I don't know about yet. Does anybody out there in the chat know, just off the top of their head? I'm not even at the bottom of the chat yet, so you guys are seeing the bottom before I am. In StreamYard, I paid extra, so up to 3 people besides me can basically do whatever they want. But the thing is, whenever they comment in the chat in here, it's through me. So I don't know if there's like a setting to turn that off. So I don't know. Because if they didn't have the administrative stuff that they have because of what I paid for, then they wouldn't even be able to comment through here at all. So I think that's what it is.
I mean, it's better to see that Bearded Brix in the chat anyway.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, it's really weird because I guess we're,
as you say, okay.
very nice.
Very nice.
How much, Senor? How much you pay for the new guy? $20? Ooh, too much.
Where are we at? Danny Fandoms, what's going on? Nick and Bricks, what's going on? Good morning. Mustang goes fast in a straight line. Not my thing.
Hey, we need to give a shout out to that. Steve Weiser says that he's leaving to celebrate his dad's 92nd birthday.
Whoa!
Wow. Holy cow!
Happy birthday! Wow.
Will,
what's up? Yeah, that's amazing, dude. I can only hope to
big time celebrate.
Pigwell says so easy on Hondas to work on them. Right on.
Yes.
I used to be able to pull off my oil filter by hand on my 2000 Civic Si. I almost had one of those.
Really?
I don't think it was a 2000. It was a little before that. But Scott's Block, what's going on? Good morning. Brick Jedi, good morning. Good morning. Fall Equinox, what's going on? Good morning. Good morning. On my way back from Walmart. Oh, 2 mini bricks. What? I'm just kidding. How you doing? Good morning.
There's no such thing as 2 mini bricks.
No.
See here, Steve Weiser. Good morning to you. Oh, look, I'm at the bottom. All right. Let's see. Also, TJ, will you be live on? Oh, I'm talking to TJ. Okay. All right, man. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. So yeah, let's go ahead. Where is our little cue ball thing here?
Are you gonna pull up that page, or do I need to?
What are you talking about for on Instagram?
Yeah.
I can get it. Because you're talking about bricklayers, right?
Yeah, that's why I didn't know. I didn't know the.
Actually, you know what? I was just thinking, man. Actually, I got Falcon Brick Studios. We'll do his because I forgot about that. Because he's got even some newer stuff, I think. Let me check on this poll real quick and see how we're doing. We got 41 votes. 37% says I bought a set or two, which I feel like is the general probably average. Then we got 15% said they were big pimping. I mean, big spending. Got 32% said they were broke, which I feel like that's a very reasonable thing to say right now. A lot of people are probably hurting. And then 17% said there was nothing they wanted, which is very plausible. Or like I said, that could be maybe nothing I saw that I wanted enough to spend the money on.
While we're talking, I'm going to hit up the Lego store and see if anything is still not sold out.
All right, right on.
Does that mean that Lego is going downhill, or does that mean that they are just pumping out sets?
Speculation.
Yeah, because sometimes it's hard to tell because we don't know exactly what their production was for.
I really thought that Medieval Town. I have not. So I'll admit, I have not bought the Medieval Town Square or the Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. We had somewhat of plans to go to the Lego store Friday night, and if we would have went, we would have got there at like 7:30, and they closed at 8. So we just called it off.
Right.
And then yesterday we actually went to a gun show, so we didn't go at all. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, I just need to order. I'm not going to order both of them, but I need to order one.
I will say online, because I totally lost my train of thought earlier, I ordered that Tantive hallway scene, and
the Tantive is on back order.
Yeah, dude. They confirmed it. I just got confirmation email, blah blah blah. And then like the next morning, I got the email saying like, "We're so sorry, we suck. You didn't get the
refund."
What set were me and you talking about to see which one would sell out?
Did I write it down? Because yeah, there was one we were talking about.
Because this is just the first one that I've came across, but there is a Animal Crossing set that is sold out.
I think it was Animal Crossing. I think that's what we were talking about. Yeah.
So the first two that I've came across are sold out. The first three.
It doesn't surprise me. There's been a lot of.
Man, the first four. Every Animal Crossing set so far is on back order.
Oh, you all in your Duplo, man. Like for crying out loud, dude.
The fifth one. I'm telling you, they're all on back order. Where is Brick Babe? I want to talk crap now.
I don't know, but let's go ahead and get into the dude.
Everybody out in the chat, go to Instagram, message Brick Babe, and just take any photo shot of any character whatsoever of Animal Crossing and just put Duplo as making a comeback.
There you go.
Don't call it a comeback. All right, look. So far, I would think that this is probably the biggest one just in the recent day or two as far as breaking news.
I'm going to tell you right now, like I told you in the chat, I'm having a lot of doubts about that. I know that he's supposed to be technically smaller than Optimus Prime, but with them doing that as like $89 and only 950 pieces, that's not going to be. I don't know. I gotta.
I'm fascinated to see what this is going to look like because. As just like with and I'm not obviously an experienced mock builder, but I know that the bigger you build stuff, the easier it gets to kind of put in detail. So obviously, the smaller you get, the harder it's going to be to try and make it look. I don't know. I'm just curious to see because it transforms into the robot in the car. So I'm like, and you're right. It doesn't have as many pieces as Optimus did.
Well, there's also a big factor that will involve me buying this or not. Is it the Camaro or is it the Punch Bug?
That's a good call too. That is a good call. I've heard Generation 1.
Yeah, I heard Gen 1, so we're getting a Punch Bug.
But the other thing too is Optimus was a fairly simple transform. You know what I mean? Like you just basically put his arms back, his legs fold back, and then his head can turn around and go under. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bumblebee's a little bit different. So I don't know. $90. You know, I mean,
We'll have to see it.
yeah.
We'll have
So
to see it.
I have to see to believe.
right.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. So we got this Disney's Idea Magic thing. I'm assuming it's gonna be like that Harry Potter set that had the Hedwig and the hat or whatever, and
Yeah.
remember that whole collage type thing. I would assume it's gonna be like that.
I definitely think we're going to see something of like the Fantasia aspect.
Mm-hmm. See, this should be the second releasing.
Whoa!
Good health to you. So somebody goes, I guess the question is how many minifigures from the original pitch will actually be included? I don't know. And I'm assuming this right here is the actual picture from the Lego Ideas set. Yeah, dude, I don't know.
Well, the thing is like, I mean, they've pretty much, like, I know that someone in the chat's going to be like, well, there's these 50 that they haven't, but I'm pretty sure Disney's hit most of the characters already as a minifig.
Mm-hmm.
That 100th anniversary CMF line really opened it up.
Well, like this dude is finally a Belle minifigure. So obviously, because I don't know much about the Disney minifig line, you know, off the top of my head, but yeah, I'm sure there's probably a princess or two they haven't made. But yeah, I'm sure the Disney heads are going to lose their mind over this one. And look, I don't know if it's going to be too cluttered or not. But if they do it right, it could be a very beautiful looking display piece. So, what else we got?
Man, Dude Jude popped in with a member for 35 months.
Wow.
Dude, thank you so much for your support, your long-term committed support. I can't thank you enough. So I got to tell you, I like the space stuff a lot. I just obviously you can't collect everything, but man, I'm really tempted to get this one. It's a really cool looking piece. And actually, I didn't even notice there's more pictures for this one here.
Did you see that?
That looks cool.
That Friends now have a space line.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, somebody I saw was showing off the. They got a little doggy in a spacesuit, man. I'm like, isn't that just adorable?
Just adorable.
So, I mean, the thing about the space stuff that's really awesome. I mean, this thing would just be great to have for pieces, man. You know, but I just love a lot of the stuff that's in it. You know, the person in the wheelchair, the outfit for that. A lot of these pieces are rad looking. I just think it's a really cool build. But apparently, man, I don't know if I've been sleeping on this stuff, but like this connects to like much bigger things. So like you can have like this gigantic
well, that's just it opened up.
Oh, because I thought it was like it could connect to a bigger.
They all go together, but I don't think they connect. There's like they haven't. So that's one of the things I think Lego's been lacking in is when we used to buy sets, like when I was growing up, in the sets there was like a story to be told. Like it told what was going on or what could be going on.
Yeah.
All these space sets, there's a tons of like the little purple crystals, for instance. They're in like every space set. So you get the fact that they're like mining for them, but why are they mining for them?
Well, I almost thought maybe those froggies were translucent, but I don't think they are.
No.
Yeah, but that's a good point, Rich. I mean, unless maybe there's something, you know, we're missing, but I don't recall, you know. Now, I know they're doing a really great job with the Friends line doing that kind of stuff to the point where they've even extended it like in generational type things. And I know they do it with the city as well with some stuff, but, you know, again, I think it should all have some sort of storyline backing to it, you know, I mean, just to help with, you know, kids and their imagination and stuff like that. But I don't feel like it's necessary. It just would be nice to have, I guess. So what else we got?
Taboo said, "Who needs space when Star Wars exists?"
There you go.
Well, you know, it's good to have competition, and I'm a big Star Wars fan. So Lego Ideas STEM Challenge winner announced. This will become a future Lego Ideas set. Again, it's nice, but it looks kind of cluttered. But whatever, you know.
Yeah.
You know, it's cool. Congratulations to them. I do like the builds that are like seem like they're coming out of a book. You know, we've had quite a few of those. I know the Charles Dickens ones.
I was looking at it. It looked cool. Like there's some brick built, but I'm just like, they're definitely hitting a certain audience with that.
Yeah, and look, I know I just made that sad trombone noise. You know what I mean? But look, if little kids like this stuff, man, more power to them. I think I even put in our group chat about how like this must be popular with the kids.
Must be.
I will say the Green Goblin's one thing, but if I was a kid, I'd want this. Not just because it's Spider-Man, but it's like the Iron Spider-Man. So I definitely would want this if I was a kid. So yeah, good job, Lego. Oh wait, how much was that, dude? Hold on, man.
Probably too much.
God, $35.
Sounds about right.
Oh, God, dude. Sometimes, man, it even hurts just reading this stuff, dude. And this isn't a price per piece thing either, man. I look at this and I'm like, it just doesn't look like it's worth $35, man, honestly.
Not per second.
But whatevs. All right. This, depending on what it looks like, man, this could be like a day oneer for me.
Oh yeah.
Because
I think that thing definitely looks better than it actually is, but because that's definitely someone's mock.
Yeah. My big thing is like, I really, it just would be something really awesome put in like the city, you know, the forest or something like that.
Sure. Yeah.
But
that's all the way in September.
Mm-hmm.
So we need some more. I'm gonna call it girth between now and then.
I agree. Well,
girth, baby.
Well, two things that should be coming before this. One is that Lord of the Rings tower, and then the X mansion, I think, right?
Yeah.
Look, I know some people were like,
we've yet to see anything about that X mansion.
I know it's been pretty quiet, man. You know, I don't know it's been very quiet. All right, look, I know a lot of people were really happy and stuff about this set, but I'm trying to think of the nicest way to say this. It's whatevs.
What even is that?
I don't know.
That should not be seen for anybody's eyes.
They call it what's weird is people have been calling it a brick system, but Lego calls brick system normal bricks. Like what you would use as filler brick is what Lego calls brick system. So I don't know.
I don't get it from a build, from an art standpoint. I mean, look, I see there's a train and a city and a car there. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about with the set, so I'm just gonna move on. So this is kind of something I was gonna affiliate with one of the questions on the poll about the big spending thing. Basically, did you spend enough to get this? Because apparently this sold out within 12 hours.
So lame.
What, that it sold out, or the set itself?
I just don't get it. What's the point
of selling out, or the set itself?
All the above, I guess. Like all the above.
I don't know, man. I mean, look, for me, I feel like there's probably a small niche of people that just love micro type builds and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So
And
build it
like
yourself then.
Huh? Well, then I feel like there's another small group of niche people, or whatever, that just love the gift purchase limited edition type stuff. You know what I mean?
FOMO
So,
fear thing.
and then they get into the completionist thing, because clearly this would go with all the world houses, and they know there's going to be another one of these after this. And then I think there are just some people that just wanted to flip them.
Yeah.
But
I think there's just a ton of people that bought that much stuff that they got them. I don't think anybody set out just to get that stuff.
Yeah, I agree. This is not something that I think people were like, I got to
Camel
spend
City
$200.
says, we've got 3. Want one?
I mean, if you want to send me one, totally. My PO box is in the description below.
I have like 2 of the other ones. I don't know which one they are.
D&D, we got our leaked image, but you guys saw what happened with that. I will say I absolutely love the image with the cube. Like, that is just so rad, dude. That would be a good screensaver, actually. All right. Okay, so I think we've gone pretty much far enough now. So a couple other things that I wanted to bring up in the news, leaks, and rumors. So one, if anybody didn't know, Fick and Bricks had a contest for the giveaway for the Darth Revan polybag. The person that won it, don't have a clue who they are, never heard of them, but congratulations to them. But yeah, it was pretty amazing to see almost 500 names on that wheel, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, congratulations all around. So one more thing I wanted to bring up, kind of just a discussion a little bit before we get out of the news is, so there's these Wicked sets from the movie Wicked that's coming out. Look, I don't really have any opinion one way or another about the sets. It's just whatever. I don't really know much about the movie, the play. I don't know if it was even based on a book. I know it's a prequel supposedly to the Wizard of Oz, but even then, I don't know if it's a prequel to the Wizard of Oz from the books or if it's a prequel from the Wizard of Oz from the movies. Regardless, with the exception of 4 minifigs, I just figured before they would ever do a Wicked sets that they would do a Wizard of Oz set. So I don't know. I was just kind of curious if anybody else ever had thoughts about that. It's nothing serious or anything, but I was just like, yeah, it's kind of weird, that they've never done Wizard of Oz. Now, clearly they're doing Wicked sets because the movie's coming out. So I don't know. It's probably just it's just a coincidence of timing.
But it's really weird that they picked Wicked over certain things. Like, why, if they're all right, they're coming out with a movie, so they're going to do the sets. But what's really weird is why didn't we get a Willy Wonka set?
That's a good point. I mean, unless it's a licensing thing, but I don't know, But if you think about it, we could probably sit here and really think about like an easy, good handful of IPs that would probably be way more relevant, probably make more money for them. You know what I mean? Sell more. What's that, Rich?
We're getting Wednesday sets and not Addams Family sets.
Yeah, and the weird thing about that is, I mean, I guess it's not weird because of how popular it was, but Wednesday now, I mean, I don't know when the second season is going to come out, but the first season's it's gone now for what, at least year or two. I mean, It's been a while. I know they plan stuff way ahead of time, but I don't know. It kind of goes back to, in a way, something I've been kind of complaining about a little bit about. They're just splurging and spreading themselves like so thin with so many different like themes and IPs and their own stuff. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Let me real quick. I just wanted to make sure I didn't miss anybody that popped in. Let me just check the chat real quick. I know you guys are reading off some comments. Dark Helmet, what's going on? Oh, I love that, dude. Dark Helmet. Because I was trying to think of a really good quote from that movie where he was like, "Because being good is dumb" or something. Any other legitimate websites that the cargo cover can be purchased at? I don't know. Ricardo, good morning to you. If they're about 30 minutes behind today, does that count as a replay gang? Kinda. Bricklock, what's going on? Good morning. Scott's Blocks, Zizu. Only 2 Robin Hood characters. Give us more +0 from Sword in the Stone. Sword in the Stone would be a good one, man. That would be a good set as well.
There's been tons of idea sets that have came out, and they're like, here you go, Lego, and Lego just, I don't know, they. That's my wife's favorite Disney movie.
Because man, even if they did like a small blister pack or like even like something like a Dimensions type pack or something where you got like the Arthur, Merlin, and then like they had the little build of the stone with the sword in it, because that wouldn't be difficult, dude, to make something like that. You know what I mean?
I put the Sword of the Stone in my castle,
dude. I mean, clearly, and look. When we talk about stuff, we can all make one and all that. I'm just saying, like, it'd just be cool, like, if Disney could make something like that instead of like Wednesday.
I don't know about that. I'm kind of hyped about the Wednesday sets. I just wish we would, like, think about it. We're getting a Nightmare Before Christmas set, which is either what it looks like it's going to be is the town with his house.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, if they would have gave us like Haunted Mansion size, like Addams Family house,
dude,
cool.
Agreed. That's why, yeah, because I agree with that, man. Because I get the show Wednesday, I understand, and it's I hate to say this, you know what I mean, but maybe Wednesday is even more popular than Addams Family, but that it came from Addams Family, and the Addams Family house is just iconic.
Well, I think that just comes from the kids. Not like there's a ton of people, and I think that a lot of times people like us don't really realize that the younger people that. Like Wednesday, for instance, that know what Wednesday is, don't really know about the Addams Family.
Yeah, and I don't blame them for it, man. I mean, because as time moves on, dude.
I mean,
like, even when we were young, like the Addams Family was before our time.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Black and white, you know what I mean? Like, so I get it, and then you get another couple generations behind us, and they're gonna be like, Addams, what? Oh, Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
Let's see, dude,
Her last
what's
name
going
is
on?
Adams?
Smoky Smokes, what's going on? Good morning. But you ain't got no legs, Lieutenant Dan.
Dude, and I don't know how true it is, but apparently we're getting a jaw set.
I know I've heard stuff for a long time about that. Is
It
that
got
like an idea
approved.
stuff?
It got approved.
Speaking of which,
don't-
I saw on Reddit some guy made a gigantic shark. It looks amazing out of Lego, but it's like life size. It's crazy. Where we at? Brian, good morning. How you doing? Scott says $35 fellow rant coming on. I do have stuff planned for Friday. Nightmare Before Christmas, right? Sorry guys, I'm just kind of going through the chat real quick, just make sure I didn't miss anybody. Resell on Houses of the World is good. These should be too. Probably, because look, again, it's about, I think, a completionist mindset thing. You know what I mean? If you've already got Houses of the World, you're looking at that botanical shop or whatever it is, flower shop, and you're like, yes, please. Let's see here. Brick Adjuster, good morning. I was lurking in your stream. Good Friday night. Good stuff. Let's see here.
That's where I think the whole MIDI scale stuff comes in as the completionist. I would have much rather, and a lot of people are going to hate me for this, I would have much rather them kept going with the helmets than give us this MIDI scale stuff.
I'm torn about it, but I could see why you would think that. Because they won't do both at once.
Well, no, they won't do both at once, but like, okay, they gave us a Millennium Falcon. We've had mini scale Millennium Falcons. We've had the UCS Millennium Falcon, the Tana Ford, exact same thing. The Invisible Hand, this is the first time we've ever gotten it. Why didn't they just make it like a bigger set? I mean, that doesn't make any sense to me. There's no minifigs in this. There's no playability. There's no nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Same exact concept with the helmets. At least with the helmets, I believe they make a better display piece.
Yeah. I mean, see, I don't know. I'm torn because I don't know which one I like better. You know, that's my problem. Because I would love to see. There's so many helmets they could do in Star Wars.
That's what I'm saying. But would you rather have like a? I mean, even look at it this way. What's your favorite Star Wars ship?
It'd either be the Falcon or Razor Crest, one of those two, or Slave One. I don't know. I can never. They always.
If they made a MIDI scale, any of those, would you rather have that or a helmet from Darth Revan?
A helmet from Darth Revan.
See?
Yeah. It was good. See, you need to put it in perspective.
Because
I'm like, yeah, but yeah, no, I'd rather have
like, would you rather have a MIDI scale Venator, or would you rather have like a Captain Rex with damage, or you know what I'm saying? Like, there's so much you could do.
Right, and the thing that was kind of pulling me maybe in a direction of the MIDI scale ships was just a display factor, but that's clearly what the helmets are display pieces as well. So yeah. So Renee says I bought so I could get the gift for purchase, as I do like the micro builds, but then I did buy enough to get 5. Yeah, and look, that's when the gift for purchases are truly wonderful. When you're just already going to be spending money and getting the stuff, and you're getting it. You know what I mean? Hold on a second. I just write this down real quick. Because there's something that Jay said that I've kind of got a rant that I've been building up about too. So Jay says, for anyone who hasn't heard, Micro Ninjago City is finally available. It's in the Insiders Reward Center for 2,700 points. Is it? This is just something everybody can answer. Sorry, I'm not at the bottom of the chat yet, but like, is it? I kind of feel like it's. I don't know. I kind of feel like it's bad that you can't just buy it.
2,700 points really isn't that much though.
Yeah, but what if you don't have the points? Then you got to buy enough Lego to get the points to get that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I mean, I get
what you're saying. It's not like a ton.
Well, that's the aspect. I feel like that's the aspect of it being something that is different.
And I don't want to go too hard on it because clearly there's been stuff in the reward center that I bought, and I think it's cool that maybe if you have a lot of points, you can use it to get stuff. So it's like a catch. I
personally haven't got it yet. I've been wanting to get it just for like resale value, but the resale thing goes right back to the whole like ACOB brick shell thing. Like, I don't want to be that guy. I really don't.
No, I hear you, man. I hear you.
And everybody knows I have the points.
Sorry, I just saw Scott says there's no season 2 of Wednesday. What are we getting sets? If there's not even a season 2, then I mean, it doesn't really matter. I guess.
I think the only thing we're gonna get from that is that bedroom.
That's possible. And look, I will say, I don't want to say it's not cool. It is cool to get like a Wednesday fig. I'm always about getting some random figs. You know what I mean? It's just that's cool. I think the thing that Rich and I were kind of saying in a way was like it just be neat to get maybe. And I know he's down with Wednesday. But I was just using that as an example. Maybe like instead of getting some of these oddball type things, maybe getting like something that would be more popular, I guess. I don't know. It's weird because some of the things they do pick is popular, but other stuff I'm like I remember like the typewriter and stuff. I was like,
I feel like they chose stuff out of the middle. Like, I mean, it's so when you got Back to the Future, I'm going to use all these like movies as an example. Back to the Future, they could have gave us nothing more than the car. The DeLorean is all anybody really cares about. It would have been cool to have like a couple, like it would have been cool to have sets from there, like maybe have a even like a diorama of a mini build of like the
clock
City
tower.
Hall, the clock tower and the car.
Mm-hmm.
But like,
or even the diner.
Give us the diner. Give us the even Back to the Future 3. Give us the train with the DeLorean in the front of it. Like, I mean, there's tons of stuff they could have done, but they nailed it perfect. They, the DeLorean's all they needed to do. Then Indiana Jones, they gave us everything we've wanted from Indiana Jones.
They did hit the bigger scenes.
Yeah, I mean, they from every movie. There's always going to be stuff where people are like, well, this scene's actually more, bigger, but they gave us what we needed. The fact that they're giving us a Wednesday bedroom before they're giving us an Addams Family house is just kind of, I don't know. That to me is like you're missing an opportunity there, because I think that would be a chance for not only the kids to want the Wednesday house, but now you have the adults that want the Addams Family.
Yeah, and look, I'm certain for whatever the reason, even if we can't quite understand, they have some sort of formula that they follow. I know for fact that at least a lot of the stuff, there's price points that they're like, okay, this year we're having a $30 set, a $70 set, like even if they don't know what the heck it is, you know what I mean? Like they know those are the bubbles that they have to fill up. So, there's a lot of stuff. Yeah, we don't understand, we just like talk about it, bring stuff up, get everybody's gears turning, thinking about it. Lonely One Kenobi, good morning. Yes, Jaws set. I want that to happen so bad. Here's the thing about the Jaws set, and I'm just reaching, I'm playing devil's advocate. Jaws is a shark that eats people, and it's not like in a kid-friendly way. So
wait, time out.
When I was a kid,
time out. Explain to me how a shark is going to eat a kid or eat somebody in a friendly way. Stream is over. We're not going any further until you explain to me how you eat something in a friendly way.
So the shark comes up and says, "Hey,
hey." Surprise, chomp chomp.
I'm really sorry that I got to do this
first, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
So you're not you when you're hungry.
Yeah.
They give that shark a Snickers.
Do you mind if I just happen to take a bite out of you?
Hey, you know what? As Bill Cosby, Mr. Snake, you can only have a little nibble.
So
a little nibble.
I just don't. I don't know. I'm kind of curious if they actually would do that or not. But maybe they can make it more of a scientific set. You know what I mean? Be like, it's a great white shark. Tiger Build says I would rather have head helmets continue. Yes, continue to beard. Yes, I definitely think I would have to go with that. They should have done both and slacked a bit on the play scale. 20 plus play sets as crazy. I'd kill for that Revan helmet. Look, the Revan helmet, you can find them. They're definitely unbrickable or whatever the case may be. There's definitely people out there that have made them and probably have instructions for sale. It's just Revan's too popular of a Star Wars character. Just same thing with like brick heads. You know what I mean? Pingo says I got that. The Ninjago set, have been saving points for it. Yeah, I mean it's tough because most people, I feel like most people would save their points to get discounts on their sets. Which is probably what Lego tries to deter from. You know what I mean? They're like, yeah, spend your money on this 7-inch flimsy frisbee. I don't know.
I don't know. I think that I'm like currently as we're talking like on Legos Pick a Brick looking at what they've got going on.
Mhm.
And I might just get it.
Yeah.
The thing that I'm excited about right now, and the reason why I'm still on their website is the fact that there is like a good handful of flesh tone heads in the Pick a Brick section that's not been there. I don't know where they're from. They're not. They don't look like they're IP.
I don't know why. I didn't even think to look again on Lego.com for those heads for my sigfig because I'm getting the torso made and then I'm just ordered a bunch of like sigfig heads and legs.
Yeah, but aren't you keeping your arms yellow?
I am. I wanted to do flesh tone, but because of the price of a flesh tone head with my beard, everything, it's just like at least $150, $2 a head. You know what I mean? I'm like, I can't do that, man, for 25 or so, including what I'm already paying for. So I just said, screw it. I'll just go with the yellow fig. Because I was going to get the torso and then get my tattoo on my one arm. So, but yeah, I didn't think about checking them. Let's see what's going on out there real quick. If a shark eats you, it really loves you. I mean,
it chose you. It chose you out of everybody in the ocean that day. It chose you.
It could have been anybody. Brent's Bricks, what's up?
What's up?
Pinkwell says every time I place a pab order, I get extra flesh tone heads for Hashima. Yeah. I just didn't think about checking it. Moto, what's going on? Says I need to send a wheelchair to Hive. Maybe. Moto, I do need to get a hold of you very soon. I have many weeks off of work, so I wanted to set up a stream with you. So I will be reaching out to you very soon, so I know when might be good for you. All right. Let's see here. What do we have? Why don't we go ahead? Which one of these did you want me to show first, Drew?
The one that says goat.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So we're going to do Drew's segment first. We don't have celebrations or hashtags today because Brick Babe's not here. But we do have Drew's segment. And I'm going to, as long as we got enough time, I'm going to play the live stream calendar that Brick and Brew did for us last week. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's for last week, but generally everything's the same. So I just figured I'd show it for everybody to see. But let's go ahead and do Drew's segment. And it says goat. So let's see what he's got going on.
Today is the announcement and release of the new goat. Obviously, this is not the new goat. This is the old goat. But how could we not talk about 7189 Mill Village Raid? This set was awesome, you guys. Still is. It comes with all these animals, all these great figures, 2 builds that look amazing. Sadly, I never had this set, but let's still dive into it. You obviously get 3 Dragonites and a villager farmer and his family. Going more into the build, you get this great barn, which the apples that you're picking up end up being a booby trap on the Dragonites. But as you can see, you don't get just 1 goat, you get 2 goat. Now I know this set is like $700, I'm pretty sure now, or $400 to $700. It's ridiculous, but definitely worth it with 2 goats in there, and a pig, and a horse, and a chicken, and this awesome little windmill build where it actually grinds up stuff. But overall, flashing back, especially for the GOAT weekend, this is a 11 out of 10 set, guys. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I hope you've enjoyed, and stay tuned for next episode.
And a goat and a chicken. Good segment.
And a chicken.
So you want me to go ahead and play the other one?
Well, I'll save that to the end. For
okay. Oh, for our closeout. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I don't think I was missing anything. So we should go ahead and get into the topic. But however, before we do get into it real quick, let me check the poll, see what we're looking at. How everything's looking. All right. So the poll is March 1st haul ? We got 56 votes right now. 36% said I bought a set or 2.
Wow.
14% said they were big spenders. 29% said that they are broke, so that's second.
Heck yeah, brother.
At third, at 21%, it says nothing I wanted, or at least nothing I wanted to spend the money on. So very interesting, very interesting. I do appreciate all of you guys, you know, contributing to the poll. I feel like we're doing it for science. All right. Let me make sure here. All right, before we do start talking about the subject at hand, I'm going to play something just so you guys can understand some context. All right.
There you go.
The reason I play that is because we're getting ready to talk about a subject that we don't have really any kind of evidence or any kind of hardcore proof about. We know they exist, obviously, but this is kind of going to be spread into a couple different ways because we're talking about loose or stolen. I don't even know for sure. You know, I know it's easy to say they're stolen. I think that's a general census, but it could be something else going on about these minifigs that come out of the factories. Now, before we get into the distribution part of it, let's start at the source. You know, okay? Now, I brought up a couple of different websites or Reddit posts that talk about this. And that's why I wanted to make sure I made a disclaimer about like, look, we don't have any kind of hardcore evidence about like what's going on, you know, about how they're getting out. Does Lego know about it? Can Lego do anything about it? How they're even doing it, whether not just how they're getting out. So I'm going to read. I'm not even going to bother sharing the screen. I'm just going to kind of read. But let me actually hold on. I am going to share the screen for real quick and show you guys something, just so you guys understand. Now, the figs kind of, in my opinion, go into two different categories. There is prototype type figs, which I'm getting ready to show you right now. Hold on one second. And obviously, we'll be checking the periodically, even if I can't see the chat. I know Rich and Drew, they kind of look at it. So if there's some interesting comment or question, you know, we'll definitely hit it up. All right, so here's what we like to call prototype figs. You know, the monochrome and stuff like that. I didn't really think too much about them when I started seeing them a couple years ago. And I know there are certain people that immediately collected them. Some people really didn't want much to do with them and then started kind of collecting them because they do have a nice appeal to them. You know, again, I feel like it's more of a completionist kind of thing. So there's these prototype figs. And then there's stuff like what I just bought was Darth Malik.
So to comment on the prototype figs real quick, yes. First I want to say that Macro has donated some money and says no evidence, no face, no case.
Oh, hold on a second. Macro, goodness, Macro. Hold on a minute, man. Let me do a thing. Let me do a thing. Hold on a second. Let's see. What one do we got? Here, I'll do the Neutron one. Here we go.
Taking him into the maze.
All right, right on. Macro, thank you so much. No evidence, no face, no case.
But here's what I was going to say about the minifigs. The monochrome figs are cool and all, but like, why would Lego do the molds for these with Darth Vader's head?
And that is one of the good comments that's in one of these, like either website or Reddit posts that I brought up, because
that to me says that, you know, this, once again, we've already put on our tinfoil hat, but is someone who stayed after work after hours and was like, well, I wonder what would happen if I just like molded a bunch of these Darth Vader heads in random colors. Because it make like Lego wouldn't do that. Lego, the bodies they've had for the Vader are nothing specific. They're just the everything is awesome set stuff.
Right.
So it makes no sense to why they have Vader heads.
Okay, so this is basically from stuff I've read. This is what I gathered. Now, when it comes to the prototype, we'll just take Vader. When it comes to the prototype Vader, you see there's different colors, right? So there's really only 3 ways this is happening. One, Lego is, and this is really plausible. Lego, when they do a mold, they run like thousands of prototype figs through it. You know what I mean? No, the mold might be for Darth Vader, might be for this, might be for that, and then they basically get rid of that mold. They kind of use it just to make sure that it's the quality control, right? So either maybe they're doing it, which we'll come back to in just a second, or somebody that works there is doing it, which more and more I'm starting to think that's not the case, because everything in the factories are automated. You know, I mean, don't get me wrong, a technician might be doing some of this stuff, or maybe somebody's slipping in there to do something, but everything's automated. Or the third option, which is something that somebody brought up in one of these Reddit posts, which is definitely, again, plausible. I don't know how possible, but definitely plausible. Somebody's buying a mold themselves, and basically, I don't know how you would do it. I don't know how complicated it would be, but making these molds off of Lego molds. You know what I mean?
Well, that goes right back to what I was saying before we went live, though, is somebody could be like, I mean, Clone Army Customs is a pretty big company.
Mm-hmm.
They have the ability to do the same thing Lego's doing. It would not be hard. Now, Clone Army Customs, how you can tell it's a Clone Army Customs helmet is if you flip the helmet upside down, it has their logo on the inside. So if they're able to do it, somebody else can put the logo in the bottom.
Well, and here's another thing, and I'm not going to say Clone Army Customs because I don't want anybody to take this out of context or clip it as the wrong thing. But let's just say any company is making custom Lego figures, right? Now, what if they eventually had their own mold and they can make the figs, the torsos, or whatever? You know what I mean? Then I am almost positive Lego's definitely gonna have a problem with that. It's one thing when they're buying Lego figs and then customizing them, but if they're gonna start making their own pieces and just having that Lego stamped on them, I mean, that is, dude, you don't even have a day in court if Lego finds out about that stuff.
No, you're done for.
You're done. As a matter of fact, it's not even about like shutting down your business. They will probably prosecute you for that. I don't know how much of a case they would have, but clearly you're ripping them off.
Here's the thing, though. If that is per se what is going on, somebody is making their own mold, selling these as Lego pieces.
Mm-hmm.
Lego, all they would have to do is find out who's doing that, because they're obviously, a lot of these things are being sold on whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But what if they can't find out who's doing it?
Yeah, and that kind of goes back to the other big thing about like the whole other aspect of this conversation is like, does Lego know? If they do know, are they doing anything about it? And if they are doing anything about it, what would they do about it? So I think generally everybody would agree Lego has to know.
Yeah, with Lego being as big as they are, there's no, so a lot of people don't understand, but 90% of, now I don't know about factory workers, but like 90% of the people that work for Lego are Lego fans. So they're out there, whether it be Star Wars or what, they've got some kind of ties invested into Lego. So Lego employees can get on whatnot just like me and you can. They can see all this stuff.
So again, that Lego has to know, and even more so because this has been going on for years. Now, the monochrome prototype stuff is what I first started seeing. Now, I think we're starting to see like the Darth Maliks. You know what I mean?
Do you have a monochrome figure?
Not a prototype. I have like, a Lego one, like an official one, but I don't have like, like a prototype or something I bought like on Whatnot or something.
I have a, let me go see. I have a Rex.
Okay. Yeah.
Let me see if I can find him. I think he's orange.
Yeah. See if you can find it. So everybody, the other thing about this also is there's another tinfoil hat kind of conspiracy thing that another Reddit user was talking about was, yes, Lego does produce mass amounts of these prototype figs through like a mold to test it and everything. So they're saying they think, I don't even know if it was they think or they know or whatever, but they think that maybe Lego is taking all those prototype figs and maybe selling them on the gray market to just try and recoup some cost out of it. Because yeah, man, a handful of figs ain't nothing. But if you produce like 1,000 of them, maybe you want to try and recoup a little bit of that cost. What's that,
So
Rich? You got it?
I completely lied. I have a pink TIE fighter pilot.
Are we allowed to ask where you got it?
From Whatnot.
Okay.
It was giving as a gift. I did not buy it. They gave it to me as a gift for stuff I had purchased
Is
from
it
them.
stamped with Lego on it?
Yes, everything is. The head, the helmet, the torso, the legs, everything is stamped Lego.
All right, real quick before we continue, I just wanted to jump in the chat real quick because I saw some new people. Fablines Bricks, what's going on? Says Lego has the money to find out who it is, and I feel like they would go after the people that are doing it, which we'll get to.
This is going to sound extremely strange.
Mm-hmm.
This is something I've bought from Lego's website. They feel different.
Oh, like the texture?
So if anyone's got a Lego minifigure that's blank in front of them and they rub their fingers across it, it feels just like a smooth plastic. This monochrome figure feels like it's got a coating on it.
And there's no print or etch or anything etched, right? It's just the texture of the plastic, right?
Yeah.
So that's a good way that to tell, what would be.
And there's no if it's not printed, never mind, it wouldn't have one. I was about to say there's no mark on the neck where Lego would know that. Yeah, but if it's not printed, it wouldn't have one anyway.
Right. Andre, good morning to you. Rapture Raccoon, good morning. Thank you all for being here. No more bricks. Good morning. Rapture says no slipping in. The amount of time to change out the mold colors takes a few hours. So yeah, that's another aspect to it. Like, look, I don't think an employee, and I don't know, but just from everything I've gathered, I don't think an employee is just going in there and making them, because one, like you just said, it takes a long time to clean it out and to put another whole color in there. Two, everything's automated. Again, I could see maybe a technician being able to slip in there and just like scoop up a bunch of figs. But look, I just feel like there's got to be cameras. There's got to be ways. Right. I just don't think anybody can do that. Now, is it very possible Lego, again, is just selling a lot of these on the gray market to just kind of recoup some cost? It does seem pretty reasonable.
I don't think they would do that. I
don't know.
I'm against that thought.
I don't like it, but I can't let go of it. If
Lego, hear me out. If Lego were to do that, think about what we just talked about. That would be something that you would go on and get like in the reward center.
Here we go. They change out these molds periodically. So what if there was a way, like, maybe somebody grabbed one of these? You could probably make them. Somebody did bring that up. It's not impossible to make these molds, but maybe even someone like took one of the old molds. Because look, somehow, man, there's a lot of figs getting out. It might not be in like the tens of thousands or nothing like that, but it's definitely enough. When my Darth Malik fig, there was at least a couple hundred of them. You know what I mean? And that was from one seller and Whatnot. So, and even beyond that, and I'm not trying to target anybody, that's not what this is about, but there are plenty of sellers on Whatnot where they get a lot of figs, man, like a lot, and I'm like, wow, man. I can see you getting a handful, but sometimes I'm like, dude, you got a lot of the same ones, man. Like,
there's also other aspects though of people that I don't understand getting, like there's influencers out there. I'm not going to call anybody out by names, but they've done things in the past, like when the gunship came out, they posted that they had like 50 of them automatically. Now, it did have to wait till the release of it, but how did you get 50 of them? Because a Lego store more than likely isn't going to get but 50 of them. They're not going to let you go in and buy all of them.
Right.
Walmart's not going to have them the same time that they're released. Target maybe, but Target's not going to have 50 of them.
Right. But something's obvious going on, because, like, again, I'll just use the Darth Malik as an example. Like, there's no way someone bought like 300 of those R2 sets and then just took out the fig. Is it possible? Yes. It's very improbable that that's how that's going on. Because also, when I got the fig, it didn't have the cape. It was just the fig. So yeah, it's kind of crazy, because I almost was. I kind of wanted to reach out to a few sellers and see if they'd come on the show, and I probably should have at least tried to ask them, but I was just almost positive like they're not going to give away like their information where they're getting this stuff, man. That would be probably detrimental to them. But let me ask you all this. Another option that we had talked about before was maybe Lego's just building up a case. You know, maybe they're just waiting until the amount of money that they consider stolen is enough to make a good case, you know. And if that's the case, how would would it be like a drug bust? Like would they start looking on
People
whatnot?
are like flushing figs down the toilet. They're like eating them.
Like would they go on whatnot, man, and start like giving warrants, you know what I mean, to sellers or something? Like I don't know. It's weird. I don't know. It's such an interesting topic, and it's like I said, it can go in so many different ways. I almost feel like the more likely scenario is like someone has either stolen or made their own molds. And let me guys ask you this, because I haven't kept up with technology. Is it even possible to make, I know you're not going to get the same quality, but to make something close enough that we can't figure out if it's fake or not out of like 3D printing?
Well, here's my thing against it. It can't be 3D printing because it would take too long. It doesn't make sense to do that. It would take too long to clean them up.
Yeah.
Also, it will take way too long to print them. You can injection mold them, which could be pretty much the case, but you would still have to make a mold. My whole like combatant against that is not only are they using the mold, but they're using. If you take a Mega Block and a Lego or a blue brick and a Lego, you can clearly tell a difference in plastic.
Right.
So they would having to be using Lego plastic also.
Right. The same, because everybody might think like plastic's all the same, but it's not.
No.
There's totally different ways that you can recycle it, reuse it. You know, the heat, the temperature, the molds, the colors. And then I still keep forgetting, man, it's kind of split into two ways. So, you know, talking about like maybe someone makes their own mold or whatever the case may be for the prototype stuff, but that doesn't explain like the Darth Maliks, you know what I mean? Stuff like that, because nobody's making those, dude. You know what I mean? Those have to be stolen. I mean, well, I don't want to go that extreme and say they have to be stolen, but how is somebody getting that many to sell? And again, remember, they don't have the cape, so it's not like, you know, an official maybe thing. And that's just Malik. I know I remember seeing a lot of Captain Rexes out there. You know,
here's
before.
The thing, though. All right, are the Lego? So are the Rexes and the Maliks, for instance, being made and printed in one warehouse and being shipped to another that has the capes, and the capes are being added to the sets when they're boxed? Maybe somebody interjects a box.
I don't know. It's so crazy.
I mean, dude, if you think all the way back to the 20s, like, I mean, alcohol and the meat, like, I mean, the mob was stealing meat from meat trucks. I mean, you could still be doing the exact same thing with boxes of minifigs. If they're being printed and created in one store and shipped to another to have the capes added with the box to be put, because, you know, the capes are completely separate. They come
right.
with the little pack.
The little
So
pack,
if it's being intersected and just being taken. Now, I got a question. Are the minifig that you bought, when he's showing them on Whatnot, they're already built, correct?
Yes.
It didn't come to you disassembled.
No.
So, I mean, that would be the only thing, is they're having to sit there and put these minifigs together.
I mean, is it possible, you know, because like I said, again, things are automated. So is it possible maybe when some of it's being shipped, like somebody's just able to scoop out a bunch, or, you know, I don't know.
Drew,
the reason I'm so fascinated with it is
Drew,
because
we need you to go undercover, like Undercover Boss, and we need you to infiltrate the system, and bring back.
See, for me, it's more just
I have not been. I have been underseen. I mean, I have been undercover, but I have not found anything yet.
Undercover dog. Look,
the dog is under the bun,
because it's just, again, it's more about curiosity. You know what I mean? Because how much money are we talking? Is it worth it? If Lego knows, do they care? Are they doing anything about it? Because look, I can tell you this one thing right now: if there's good money being made and nobody's doing anything about it, it's going to get worse.
So, just out of curiosity, can you let us know what you paid for that minifig?
30, I think $30.
So $30,
remember, but I want to say it was about 30.
So if he has what? How many would you think he would have had?
I don't want to say exact because I don't remember, or even maybe if I didn't see, but if I had to take a very educated guess, I'd say probably around 250.
All right. So that's $7,500 he's making off these minifigs. That's $7,500 if it's done completely illegal. and Lego just is going to have. I mean, they're going to have a case for it. That $7,500 that he's made is going to cost him millions. Because Lego's a big enough corporation for one, where they have lawyers, and if they get a hold of whoever is doing this, they're going to drag them through the mud so deep that it's going to be huge.
Yeah, I mean, but like I said, there's a lot of stuff out there, man. That's really in a lot of gray area. Now, this I don't think is a gray area as much. You know what I mean? But again, it might be because we just don't know what is transcribing here. You know what I mean?
Rapture Raccoon says that he got one for $23.
Well, that's because it was it was an
Rapture says it's a Mexican warehouse that's being run by the cartel 100%. It's like the avocado market. The cartel is pumping out the real money in Lego.
Well, think of it like this, man.
Lego's been a front for years.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know when it started, probably around 2015 or so or whatever, but when like sets and stuff really started becoming valuable, like in the aftermarket, you know what I mean? So now, obviously, the whole Lego is worth more than gold saying or whatever. So, I mean, clearly, because I've always talked about, like, I feel like a lot of like Walmart employees and stuff like that, when stuff goes on clearance, they're snatching it up because they've seen like this stuff sells for a good amount of money.
So I know for a fact that it's not the employees. The employees have a relationship with somebody who does, and they just basically say, "Hey, I just priced all this stuff. Here's where it's sitting," type thing. I used to work at Target, and when I worked at Target, I was a huge like action figure and Hot Wheels collector.
Whether they're selling it themselves or they're selling it to somebody else, you know what I mean? That's I guess irrelevant to me. But the thing I'm just feeling like, because there's been so many Walmarts, man, when I'd be hunting like crazy for stuff and going there pretty much every day. And as soon as I'd see something go on sale, man, like I go there and it's gone, or it feels like it wouldn't even be there. Or sometimes I see stuff hidden too. But back to the factory stuff. I mean, yeah, like what is this, transcribing? You know what I mean? Like how much money is being made out there? You know what I mean? It's hard to say.
Fabu Brick said the fact that the Whatnot seller won't tell you where he got it from tells you everything you need to know.
Well, yes and no. I don't know. Look, I agree, but there's a little bit of gray area in there too. It's kind of like leakers in a way where they're not going to tell you where they get their information from.
Are they? I mean, no matter what, they are admitting to selling stolen merchandise, right?
But we don't know. I know we all think it's stolen, but we don't. Maybe it's not. That's
what
the
I'm
thing.
saying. Where are they saying? Like, what are they saying? They're just saying, "Hey, I got this Dark Mallet figs."
And look. Oh, well, yeah, I don't know that part. You know what I mean? But here's another little tidbit part of it. And I'm not saying that they have to, but it'd be really awesome for any kind of land member to ask Lego about this stuff, man. Lego, do you know anything about all these factory figs that are going out there? Like, can you comment on anything? Like, we're just curious. Like, is it being handled? Like, and even if Lego says no comment, at least it's something, huh?
Here's your job assignment. All right, look, I'll set this up. Drew's going undercover. You're going to join land to figure it out.
Go undercover.
Go ahead. Right now, as we're talking, pull up Lego's website and apply for land right now. There's no laughing about this. Apply for land.
I don't think they would even let Hive on that part of land, like that site. He's banned from land site.
404 request not found.
they probably tell land members to make sure they don't subscribe to me or anything. Hold on, real quick. Let me check the chat.
No network connectivity issues.
No More Brick says I bought the Japanese versions of the Animal Crossing sets March 1st. Rapture says yes, they would. It is marketing. Any news is good publicity. 3D printer. I agree with Bearded Brix. I don't think that they would do that. You should probably talking about like selling the extra molds. Now, here's the thing about that. Because again, more stuff that I read about whether it's true or not. But a couple people claim to be in that field of I guess whatever the engineering part of making stuff like that.
I've been talking to a buddy for a while. What you want to know?
Well, so something that they said, and again, I didn't do enough research to know if it's true, so you might know, is they said when they do those prototypes, because of the complexity of the molds or something like that, it's harder for them to melt back down correctly to reuse.
So it depends on what kind of mold it is. Most molds are made of aluminum. They're CNC cut. So
No, not the molds. The. Oh yeah, well that you're right. I'm sorry. The molds of the plastic.
So the molds are 3D cut. They have to run they first, after they get the mold designed, they have to cut the mold. The mold is then ran with 1,000 pieces through it to make sure that mold is going to uphold. If it upholds, then they cut another mold and then keep going with that process. Now, that original aluminum mold, no one, like the Lego factory, no one in these places has the ability to melt that back down.
No. They were talking about the plastic, the prototype figs.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because they're not like the beads, or they're not like just normal bricks that's easier to melt. They're talking about how like the shapes and the contours of the mold itself make it a little more difficult to mold. So that's why they're saying maybe they just sell them, you know what I mean? But I don't know.
I don't see them selling that though.
I don't either, but it's still, the problem is because we're speculating on so many different things, and there are things that seem fairly reasonable and fairly unreasonable. But I think it's because we just know like nothing really.
I would
concrete.
see Lego just as from a company aspect. I would see them donating them to third world countries for a tax write-off before I would them selling them. Because if they were to sell them, that means they're going to have to show some type of revenue from them, which means they're going to have to use that as a tax. They're going to have to pay taxes on that. Because
yeah, and look, that would work in this whole scenario as well, because if they did do that, then there's a very good chance somebody, wherever they go, is
it's
swooping up a bunch,
they get interjected,
and then because they'd probably rather, if it's like maybe a poorer community, they'd probably rather sell them, you know what I mean, instead of just.
Drew will back me up on this. That's probably what they do with all the figs. That's why Mayo has so many friends. He's probably just taking all the mini dolls before they get to the third world countries they're going to.
It's possible. So let's see here.
He told me.
Yeah.
Moto says molds weigh an insane amount, and it's like trying to run with 4 gold bars in a heist movie. It doesn't work like that. Yeah. The only thing I was talking about, like if they were able to take a mold, is if like wherever they're disposed of, it's possible whoever works in that area is able to, take them. You know what I mean? So because the other thing is too is like this is a factory in Mexico, and no matter what security system or whatever that Lego may have in there, you're still talking about another country.
Can we take a field trip to Mexico just to see what's going on?
I would actually like to do a little more research on that factory in general. Tiger Build says, I heard the Malik figs from Mexico had the wrong cape. Is that true? I think it's supposed to be black and was brown. I didn't get a cape with mine, so I don't know. Rapture says they mark first runs for destruction after quality checks. Employee could just take them and said they ground them. Now, here's something else that I found out that I'm pretty sure is 99% true. Every mold, every piece of plastic has like a number on it that correlates with the mold that it was made from. So they're able, if there's defects, they can track what mold had the defect. Now, if that's the case, then you would think that they'd be able to take like a lot of these other plastic figs, these prototypes or whatever the case, or even the Malik figs, and be like, oh, they came from this mold. So
I'm always positive minifigures don't have that.
I don't know. I just, because there's definitely some spots that they can put.
This helmet does. This helmet has that. They all have a part number on it, and then they have like a 30-72, which means it's number like 72 injection out of the 70 mold. This I can't of course see what this is just from the glare, but it does have a part number. It does say Lego, and it does have a mold number.
Yeah, so they can correlate, like I said, if there's defects on what mold that came from. No More Brick says, imagine if all these leaked figures coming from factories are just Lego workers finding them on the floor. Tabu says, I have a hard time supporting any whatnot seller who cannot be honest about where they got the fig. I mean, and that's definitely, understandable.
Hob has no morals. That's why he bought
it. It's like a drug bust. They don't care about the middleman. They want the source. I would imagine if that was the case, Mexican warehouse, 100% cartel, 100%.
So this is
avocado market.
This is way off of it's the same realm, but it's way off of subject, not topic. But anybody in America, this was not that long ago. There was 2 ladies who found out that they could get coupons, and the coupons were coming from a Mexican factory. And what it was if you for instance, got Tide, and the Tide something was wrong with it. You would call Tide. Tide would say, okay, we're going to send you a new bottle for free. Well, they really wasn't sending new bottles. They were sending coupons for free new bottles. And of course, if they print 400 coupons and only 3 people turn them in, now they have 397 coupons they got to do something with, and they were supposed to be destroyed. But they weren't being destroyed. They were being mass printed and shipped to, because they had somebody on the inside, shipped to these 2 women who had opened a website selling them on the website. So you could go in there and buy a coupon for a $7 bottle of Tide for $1. And you got to think that might not be that much money as $1 at a time, but when you might have, 5 million people looking at your website buying this stuff, it's a lot of money.
Yeah, totally. I mean, it definitely adds up. And something else occurred to me as well. And again, when I say this, I don't intend harm on any sellers or anything. Because I don't know. We don't know the exact ways all this is going down. But if it's illegal, if it's stolen figs or whatever, and Lego wanted to do something about it, you would think that they would just go on Whatnot and take down even just a couple people just to set an example.
Well, I don't know they can do that. Think about it. Think about this way.
Yeah, you're right.
Think about it this way. If I went to your house and stole all your Lego, right?
Mm.
All right. I'm at fault because I stole the Lego. You're the victim. Then I take the Lego and sell it to Drew. Drew buys it. Drew's still not a victim, even though he could have the stuff confiscated from him. He's not a victim in the source. But now if I stole the merchandise, I sell it to him, he doesn't know it's stolen, and then he sells it again.
But that's the thing I don't understand, because let's say if Lego does know these Darth Malak figs are stolen, then you would think that they would have a case, even just to say like, hey, we know what those are. Then you can, like I said, look at the numbers and go back to the molds. You know what I mean? I just feel like with as much power and money and stuff that Lego has, like they could probably do something, unless they're building a case or they don't care, or they're making money behind the scenes somehow.
Here's the other thing that I just thought about, and I don't know. So that one guy, whatever, we don't know numbers or anything like that. But if you were to have 250 of them, and it would be a $7,500 profit, or not even a profit, because we don't know what he paid for them.
Right.
But if he were to do that, I'm just going to say 10 times. So he's got $75,000 in total off of these figs. Is it really a point in Lego opening $1 million case?
I don't know, because like I said,
I feel like Lego now, we know people in the industry, like people that have created art and stuff like that. We all know who've been automatically just banned because they've done stuff that Lego doesn't like.
Well, yes, but we also know that Lego definitely likes to not have their image tarnished. You know what I mean? Yeah. So this probably doesn't really look good upon them. We know that right now they're cracking down on more leaks. They're cracking down on the stuff that we talked about, whatever it was a week ago, the shirts and sticker stuff. So I don't know. You know what I mean? That's the thing, is like I said, there's just so many different aspects to this whole entire conversation that can go in different directions, and we just don't know anything about really anything. So yeah, it's hard to say. James Blades, what's going on? James says, is this more of an issue in America than in Europe? Never heard of it until today, and there aren't many Malak figs on eBay in UK. So are they coming from Mexico factory maybe? Don't know. And look, Malak is just an example. Dude, there's all kinds of figs that are just massive amount of numbers, man. And it's just like I don't know. It's pretty wild how some of them are able to get as many figs as they have. And I'm not talking like, oh yeah, I got a complete set of this. No, like 100 or 200, like one fig or something. You know what I mean? But yeah, the reason you don't see it much over there is because mostly, like I said, the stuff's probably coming from the Mexico factory. Redmond Bricks, what's going on? How you doing? King Oldendorf, what is going on? Watching the intro for my sigfig cars. I don't need a car as my horse runs faster than a Ghost Rider bike. Yeah, King, I put you on your horse. And the Rapture says, in the Mattel factory in Tijuana, the streets had Barbie high heels everywhere. Yeah, I would think so. Yeah, every once in a while, you kind of come across something like that. That was back in the 90s when I worked down there. Pinkle says, didn't know if you saw earlier posts. Lego knows as they banned any alternate colored or non-canon parts, blasters, and lightsabers. Yeah, I think I saw that comment on Bricklink, right? So I mean, obviously it's easy for them to do it on Bricklink because they own Bricklink. But yeah, if they're gonna ban this stuff on Bricklink, you'd think that they'd be like, okay, clearly that's a we need to at least make an example or go after, some of these other people. I don't know,
I got another question that you might know, or somebody in the chat might not know, but I'm not sure of. So, like pawn shops, for instance, pawn shops take in merchandise almost once a month or every week that is stolen. They're never really at fault, are they?
Wait, who?
The pawn shop itself. So, like, I mean, the whatnot sellers could be held responsible, but whatnot cannot, right?
All right. Well, a pawn shop, at least most pawn shops, and I think this is law in every state, like might be a federal thing, is like if I come in there with a computer, they have a directory type thing, they can look up, and if like that computer's stolen, that serial number would be in there. Yeah. So it's their duty to make sure they're not pawning off stolen goods with anything they can. Obviously there's some stuff you can't do. I think like gold, you might not be able to figure out or something like that, unless maybe it has like certain aspects that could pinpoint. No, if it's a perfect system, no. And there's probably a lot of pawn shops that don't care, don't even look. They're just going to sell this stuff. They don't care if it's stolen or not. But there is supposed to be like a system to it.
But what I'm getting at is whatnot can never be at fault, right? The company of whatnot can never be at fault. It could only be the seller, right?
I don't know. Chat, what do you guys think? I mean, I know like we're not lawyers. I know there might be a lawyer out there, but I mean, like, what do you guys think? And like, again, Rich, me, Drew, we're not saying like
we want them to be arrested. Tiger Builds brought up another good point. All right, think of Brixie. Also, he said Drewbrickz got suspended for 6 months for accidentally posting an image 10 minutes too early. So that he can't imagine they would just let this get brushed under the rug.
I wouldn't think so. Because again, one, it's about their image. Two, I know the amount of money that's probably being floated around is just a drop in the bucket for Lego. I just feel like it will continue probably to get worse. I think some people are even getting a little, pardon my language, I know it's Good Morning Brick World, but I think some people are even getting ballsy about it because they're seeing nothing's being done and they're seeing the money that can be made. So who knows? But I can tell you this, if something does happen, we're all going to know about it. It's going to be some big news in the Lego world. And like I just said, we don't wish harm upon anybody. We don't know what goes on behind the scenes. I don't know if these figs are stolen. We don't know if there was legitimate ways that they were being bought. Like I said, it's possible somebody could have bought hundreds of R2 sets, man, and got the figs out. Like, I don't want to,
but still got it early.
Okay, no, Drew, that's a really solid point, dude.
Pinkwill said, didn't know if you saw earlier post, but Lego knows is they banned any alternate colored or non-canon parts, i.e. blasters and lightsabers on Bricklink. Yeah. And then RDMDK Bricks, I assume, says, how fast can you bring the legal eagle into the stream?
I remember even in one of my weekend reviews one time, I was talking about, like, I remember asking about, because I was saying, like, if you park in a handicap spot, or no, what was it? It wasn't a handicap. It was it was a police parking spot, like at Walmart parking lot or whatever. Like, I didn't park there, but I parked next to it, and I asked everybody in the chat or in the comment, like, hey, what would happen if you park at this in this designated police spot? Like, it's not federal or city; it's just something that Walmart does. I was like, and I think Wayne actually answered me. He's like, yeah, technically, they can't do anything. If you're in a handicap spot, it's different, but
the only reason they have that spot isn't for them to park while they shop. It's to park their car close to the front if something were to go down. And they never park their car close to the spot when something goes down. They pull in front of the freaking door.
Oh man, that's too funny. Goblins here says pawn. You have to have. I sell them. They must hold items for. That's another thing too. Is they have to hold them for a certain time.
Yeah, but I was just getting at the pawn shop can never be at fault for anything like that. They might lose the money because they bought something now the cops are confiscating, but they can't be at fault for buying it because technically they don't know it's stolen.
Right. But here's the thing, and that's a very good analogy to what we're talking about. But here's the only difference that kind of that doesn't hold water is because if you're getting 100 or so Darth Maliks, you know what I mean, before they even release, I guess you can't be 100%, but you have to know, man. Like something's kind of shady going on.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. Again, it's so hard to make any kind of solid.
Man, I want to go in like pure investigation process on this. Can we get on the Whatnot streams? Can you go watch previous streams? Can we go get his voice?
I don't know. I think you can watch past ones. Because I know you used to not be able to, but I think they might have changed it.
Can we match the voice with a
but you know, it's not even just Whatnot. I mean, you know, you see this stuff, like I said, on eBay and Macari and all this other places, you know what I mean? So I don't know. You definitely not gonna see it on Bricklink though. Brixie got banned for 6 months for Oh yeah. We definitely knew about that. I just inspected my mouth and noticed pad prints slightly off on his head and belt line.
Brixie and Hive are close. They're like this.
They're like bread and butter.
Yeah.
There it is. I was like, man, we're going for so long today, and then my battery died.
Damn it, I can't remember where I put Darth Malik because I was kind of wanting to look at mine to see if there was any discrepancies, like what Rapture was talking about.
How did you lose it?
Oh, I didn't lose it.
It's
just in the city, and I don't remember where I left it in the city. And I'm just not gonna waste time going in there and looking around for it. So I guess that'll be another day. If it's under a certain value, the state might often reimburse. What if they're misprints? I don't know. Like I said, it's an interesting conversation. I just thought that'd be really cool for us to kind of, you know, stew it around, talk about it a little bit, get your guys' gears, you know, turning about it, see what you guys think, your opinions.
Get
never know,
brother.
Right. All right, real quick. I'm gonna show the live stream calendar that Brick and Brood had for us. Oh, you know, real quick, there was a couple things I did want to read, just a couple lines that had to do with that. Well, no, because we kind of went over that. So I will read this one part because, you know, the guy says that.
I got a quick question.
Yeah.
Like, you're a Whatnot seller, right?
I am.
What information do you have to put on Whatnot to become a Whatnot seller?
I mean, definitely some basic stuff, you know, like you got to have like a shipping address.
Do you have to put your ID?
I don't think so. I'd have to go back and look, but I don't think, I mean, you got to like obviously put a name and stuff like that. I don't even remember if you got to put a phone number on there. I mean, they got my email address, obviously. But
I mean, all that stuff can just be easily, like, if it was shut down, it could just easily recreate it under something else.
Yeah. Or even to the fact that you could have like a ghost account, sort of like, you know, I mean, look, if somebody was really like trying to like hunt you down, like, you know, whatever, FBI or something, like they're going to find you. But like, you could have like a PO box and like have the different name and stuff. It's not like even, I don't even know how thorough it is on like eBay and stuff. Because generally, I feel like a lot of the stuff, no matter what platform it's on, it's about, you know, like it's a lot of good reviews. Do people know about it? You know, because like even like I know Ryan's brought this up before a bunch of times. Like if somebody is a brand new seller and they have like no reviews or anything, and there's something that seems a little too good to be true, you really shouldn't mess with them, unless you want to take a chance. You think it's worth it. Too many loud kids. What's up, Big Nate? How you doing? Not sure who in the hardcore AFOL or mock communities are fans of Brixie. Look, I will say this about Brixie. He's definitely got a great city.
You would too if Lego was giving it all to you for free.
Oh, I was waiting for it. All right.
I will not say anything.
Hold on, Drew. Say everything you need to say right now. Just let it all out.
Wait a second.
Okay.
You gotta be
right. So look, it was a great topic, and if there's stuff that anybody wants to add or anything like that, please put it in the comments. You know, this is definitely a topic we'll probably come back to, especially if there's ever anything that breaks as far as news. And if that's the case, we'll probably just talk about in the news. But this is such a it may not seem like it, and obviously people that aren't in our world, they don't know about this type of stuff. You know what I mean? But for all of us, like this is such an interesting topic to me because I'm like, what is going on? Are they stolen? Does Lego know? How much money's involved? Could anybody get in trouble? You know, like there's so many different things about this that that we know nothing about. And
Door is gonna get like kicked in on stream. There's get on the ground now.
And again, I just think it'd be absolutely golden if somebody had access to Lego for interviews and stuff like that. If they just ask about it, you know, you don't have to push the subject or anything.
I told you, you're one job. You got to apply to land.
Imagine if I did all that, dude. I got all the way to late. Like I cleaned up my image, got rid of like Hive streams, dude. Just like went all the way just to ask that one question.
What would you do if you applied to land and they accepted you?
I don't even know, dude. I think that they're on drugs. Tiger Bill, it says I found a section in the whatnot terms and services that says it's the legal responsibilities for selling falls and the user, not whatnot. That's
so
interesting.
It's the same as a pawn shop.
Interesting. However, I do agree with Rich that it could be easier than what we think, but I know it's not going to be that easy. They can't just swoop in and just be like, you know, like there'd have to be a case involved. And like what Rich said, it could get costly. So is it worth it for them? I think it probably would be in the bigger picture, but here's a topic. Where's 1414 Falcon? I think this is just a theory. I think Falcon isn't on his normal website or the normal Instagram page that he used to be on for whatever reason. I don't know. Maybe he was leaking stuff and got in trouble. Because the other Falcon,
maybe he's in Mexico.
But the other Falcon Instagram page has been very active. That's where we were just at today. So is that him?
I have suspicion.
Falcon, are you out there? Talk to us. Let us know. Blink your eyes. What, Drew?
I think I have suspicion of who it is, but I'm not going to say it on here.
Of the new Falcon page?
No, of who Falcon is.
Oh. I mean, I don't know. But every time I've heard him on a couple of Brickheads, he sounds like he's like 14. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Dude, if you're an adult Falcon and you just sound that way, I apologize.
So has Brent and Sean seen him or just only heard his voice?
Only heard his voice, as far as I know. I don't think he's came out and ever said, "Hi, I'm," you know,
for probably good reason, especially if he is young. You know what I mean? I think that's something a lot of people should really.
The problem I have with that situation is he sounds too young to be able to get the information he's getting.
That's why it's not that hard to get a voice changer app either.
Yeah, definitely.
So I've never heard his voice. I need to go find the video of what his fake
oh my
voice
god,
sounds
dude, hold on
like,
a minute.
But
so we're talking about more conspiracy stuff? I just wanted to By the way, London Bridge Bricks, what's going on, Greg? How you doing? Greg, thank you. You inspired me to get a extreme close up. Whoa! Greg, you inspired me to get the that little camera, that Pocket 3. I'm going to be getting one of those for my birthday. So yeah, those things are rad. I've got a lot of research on it. So good stuff. But yeah, and I saw a lot of the footage you had from Bricktastic. Is that what it's called? Bricktastic? Anyways, look good. My Bricks and Me says Falcon did tell ACOB once that he might go to Brick World Chicago. And you just gotta wear like a disguise. Like
I mean, I still don't think no matter what he's gonna come out and say that who he is. I have no doubt in my mind he's gonna keep that hid.
I think I know who it is. Certain events have lined up.
Look at the tech.
All right, guys, look, it's me.
Sherlock Drew.
All right, sorry.
All right, look. Oh yeah, hold on. We're gonna do the calendar real quick. Shoot. Let me go ahead and share this screen. Put some music on here. Hide this. All right, here we go.
Welcome to the A Full Streaming Guide for the week of February 26th to March 3rd. Please note that all times are in Eastern Standard Time Zone and are subject to change. So see description for updates. Now let's get into this week's streaming guide. Monday on Twitch at 4 a.m. Billsy, 4 p.m. King Oldorf of Game Time, 8 p.m. Titanium J, 8:30 p.m. Jeans Version. On Instagram at 9 p.m. Mom and Mo. YouTube at 8 p.m. Old Gray Bricks. Tuesday on Twitch at 4 p.m. Jake Studs, 6 p.m. Bricks, 8 p.m. Lightning JR. On YouTube at 5 p.m. Michael J Productions, 8 p.m. Johnny Builds, and 10 p.m. Bigonomics. Wednesday on Twitch at 4 a.m. Billsy. On Instagram at 6 a.m. Rainbow Bricks Lug. On YouTube at 3 p.m. Mockheads. 8 p.m. we have 3 shows: Quick Build Bricks, Click and Clip, and Bearded Brix. At 9 p.m. we have 3 more shows: 2 Figs 1 Set on the ELPN channel, Bricksmith, and Canadian Brick Builders. Thursday on Instagram at 7 a.m. The Brick Shelf and Friends. 8 p.m. Bricks Why Not and Virginia Bricks. On YouTube at 3:30 p.m. Family Bricks. And then at 8 p.m. we have 3 more shows: The Basic Brick on the ELPN channel, Old Gray Bricks, and a couple of Brickheads. And then at 9 p.m. Ben's Brick Designs. Friday on YouTube at 1 p.m. A Full Podcast. 2:30 p.m. London Calling. 7 p.m. Friday Night Bricks. 8 p.m. Building with Buds. 9 p.m. Real Whole Egg simulcasted on Twitch. 10 p.m. Full of Brick. Saturday on Twitch at 8 a.m. we have Tasman Bricks. 9 a.m. Bricks. 3 p.m. Matt Mellish. And 8 p.m. Lightning JR. On Instagram at 4:30 a.m. Claire Lego Mom, The Brick Shelf, Lego Auto Hoss, Cooking with Bricks, and Bricks Why Not. Saturday on YouTube at 5 p.m. Top Brick. 6:30 p.m. The CPA Full Podcast. 9 p.m. A Full After Dark. 10 p.m. Macro Builds. Instagram at 8:30 p.m. Build Away the Sunday Scaries. On YouTube at 10 a.m. Good Morning Brick World. 11 a.m. Ben's Brick Designs. 1 p.m. Tricky Bricks. 2 p.m. Fab Blondie's Bricks. 3 p.m. Hallow Time on the ELPN channel. 3:30 p.m. The Brick Bods. 7 p.m. Haulin' and Ballin'. And at 9 p.m. we have 2 shows: Clickin' and Brickin' and Moments of the Magic. That's been the streaming guide for this week. Take care.
Right on.
Heck yeah.
As always, we appreciate you, Brick and Brood, for making those for us. I know everybody saw the date, and they're like, "What? That's not the right date." But I believe he's currently on vacation. I know I've been seeing pictures of him in Vegas and stuff. So I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna replay the calendar from last week, so we're all good. Falcon is really Brixy. That's hilarious.
Not who I was thinking of, actually.
Sorry, I'm just kind of looking at some of the rest of these comments real quick. King Oldor says, my bricks and me fine, and now I was free as I was very busy with my mock build for a brick show last week. I saw you, King Oldendorf. I can't remember who it was, but I saw you had a picture with somebody. But it's really looked like it was a lot of fun. I thought ACOB was at 9 p.m. Yeah,
I think it is.
I think it is too. Yeah, I'm like, it's weird because we always have our meeting at like the same time when it starts, but I'm pretty sure it's like 9, but maybe something changed temporarily. Like I said, it was last week's, but anywho, all right. Well, we're approaching the end of the show. So why don't we just go around and see what everybody's got coming up? Bearded Brix, sir, what do you want to shout out?
I'm going to continue working on these shorts. I've got a order coming tomorrow that'll help me finish the castle. It's pretty much done. I have some pieces down here. Later on, I'm going to be building some trees and continuing the foliage and just pretty much getting done with it and being done. I've also got some digital pictures of the next mock and what I'm going to be working on. Other than that, my t-shirts are on the way here. I think I can print another, I want to say it's like another 30 before I have to re-up on anything. And then my stickers came in. I've got more stickers on the way. I liked them so much I went ahead and ordered more. I got my minifig torsos, so I am slowly getting ready for the conventions. And the first one that I'm going to will be at the end of this month, the March 23rd and 24th in Columbia, South Carolina.
Right on.
Nice.
Yeah,
the castle will make an appearance.
Yeah, so everybody, keep tabs on all that stuff so that way you can,
Yeah, I won't be here that Sunday.
Okay. Yeah. But yeah, that way you can, check out all the videos, and maybe if you're close by, you can see that stuff in person as well. Drewbrickz. I can't talk, man.
There you go. Drew Big. Drew Big.
What do you got? What do you got, man? We want to shout out.
Well, there's come to conclusion of what the castle name will be. And so
it better be what I picked.
Sadly, it is not.
How do you know?
Because I saw what you picked.
Well, then you need to redo it.
I really like that name, though. But I guess before I say the name and show the video of what it is, it doesn't have anything to do. Well, I'll just play the video.
Right.
This will be the sneak peek and the announcement, besides will be posted on Instagram later, of what the castle's name will be.
So it's pronounced Falcon Reach?
Fortress.
Yeah, but you're not using Black Falcons. That's why
I'm not.
That's why
I'm using a different one.
False advertisement.
Right on, man. Was that like somebody gave you the idea, or you just pulled it out of your head?
My girlfriend and I were like looking at name generator stuff, and one of the things that popped up were Falcon Reach, and I put a poll on, and I'm gonna use the other names for different parts of the layout. So like the big castle will be, or the fortress, I guess, will be Falcon Reach.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, excellent, man. Excellent. Smokey, which brick fair are you going to, Hive? I will be visiting, like stopping to say hello for Brick Fair Virginia, but after that, I'll just be going to Brick Fair Virginia all the time. Castle Grayskull, that would be a cool one too. All right. As far as me, I'm sorry. Was there anything else Drew, that you had that you wanted to? As far as me, actually, I've kind of quite a few things, man, because I have a lot of time off, so that's giving me a lot of free time to work on videos and stuff. So I almost finished editing my weekend review yesterday, so I should have that out today. I'll be doing another Hive Reacts video coming up pretty soon. I've been finally getting my Only the Best video wrapped up. I'm still working on the stop motion, but that's just gonna take a long time. I just keep periodically telling you guys about that. I got a Pure Rant Fury again coming up. I got to reach out to Moto and see when Moto might have some free time, because I wanted to do like a little chill build and chat with him. I've got a gift that he gave me last Brick World that I haven't built yet, that I still want to build. And then of course, every Sunday we have Good Morning Brick World. Like I said, definitely go into the description and you will see the links to everybody's pages and stuff like that. Please go support them. Go subscribe, like, whatever you can.
If you have any mocks that you want us to throw
Yes.
in the thing, send it to me or Drew.
Yeah, that's something that they do, where they highlight mocks and give pointers and stuff like that as well. So definitely, if you have mocks, if you're into mocks, definitely send them pictures for the Bearded Brix stream, Bearded with Bricks. Fredericksburg, Smokey. Wait,
what?
No, it'd be Northern Virginia. We're Tyson. It's close to Tyson's. Wait, what?
It's in Chantilly.
Chantilly. Yeah, Chantilly.
Baby.
Yeah, I was trying to remember exactly where it was. So, all right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and kick on the outro. That's where we highlight the members and, have a backdrop of whatever I put behind there. So we appreciate you guys. It was a fun topic to talk about. Hopefully, Brick Babe, you're okay. We'll check on you here soon. Yeah, and we'll see you guys next Sunday.
Bye.
Peace out.